Okay. We gotta figure out where we want this axle, and we gotta get the 4-link welded on. So let's get to it.
All right, friends, we are gonna try to set this pinion angle, get the height of the truck the way we want it, and then mock this this thing up. I know just based on how it looks right now, we're probably gonna have to do some cutting. I want to do the least cutting as possible, but this lip, the way this frame is, this lip the bed sits on, we're gonna have to notch that where the 4-link in the front sits. And there's I don't know if it's built for like specific trucks, but I'm not quite sure why you would even have this. I mean, maybe they weld it underneath the frame, onto the frame. So maybe I'll do that. It's just kind of weird because to me, why wouldn't you just weld this whole thing onto the frame? It seems like it would be stronger, but this will put it outside of the frame, which would help if I weld this up into the frame like this. So we'll see what happens. All right, so let's level the bed. That's all we're gonna do right now. I'm back. Different day, different shirt. I got some packages we're gonna open. I called my buddy Jaden at Quest Fabrication. Told him I needed some lower mounts for these coilovers, or not coilovers, but the adjustable coil springs in the back. And he whipped up some mounts for the bottoms and a bracket to go all the way across the top, and that'll mount the top. So I'm gonna have to go find probably a pipe or something that'll sit down inside the spring, and then some kind of rubber sleeve to fit in there. So you'll see that when I see it. And then I was talking to Angel, and she said, "Hey, you need to cut these off. You're gonna go buy some cutting wheels." And I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna need some cutting wheels because I'm out." And she said, "What else would you use?" And I said, "A plasma cutter." She said, "Don't buy any cutting wheels just yet." Trying not to give it away. And she had already ordered me a plasma cutter, so we're gonna throw that thing open. I'll show you what's in the box, and then we'll see if it cuts. She got the Yes Welder. It matched the little tiny MIG that I got from Yes Welder. It holds metal together. I'm not a great welder anyway, but I can make some metal stick together, and I can definitely cut some stuff with a plasma cutter. That'll be really fun if it works. So we'll see how it does with this old painted body parts and frame pieces that we need to cut off. So come on with me. So these are my lower mounts that, let me just go get a piece. These are gonna be the lower mounts. They go on top of the axle. We're gonna probably cut a little piece out of here so that the axle will sit in there. The rounded part will sit in the axle. And we got a plasma cutter for that, so that's awesome. But basically, no, they don't quite fit. It needs to be quite a bit bigger, so I'll have to draw a ring around there and cut that out with the plasma cutter. But it'll sit down inside there like this, little hamburger, and then this will screw on the bottom. It'll be nice and tight on the bottom, and then the spring will sit right on top of that, and it's pretty beefy. I just messaged Jaden like 2 days ago, and I already have some 1/4 inch mounts. I don't know how I'm going to penetrate quarter inch very well with that MIG. If I can't, then maybe I'll have to call somebody to come out and just put a couple of welds on there for me, but I'm going to give it a hell of a shot. And yeah, I'm going to get those put on. I'm going to take the brake lines off the back, and probably either have to make another one or try to bend that without breaking it so it lines up in a different place. And then I'm going to cut these ears off. Can you see those? Yeah. So these ears right here, I'm going to cut those off at the frame. I'm going to remake something very similar to go farther forward where the front of the 4-link mounts, and you're just going to see it in real time. So we're going to knock it out real quick. All right, so here's everything that came in the box. I got the welder, or the plasma cutter. We got a built-in air water separator. Here's your ground lead, your 220 to 110 plug, which is very cool. I'll bet a lot of stuff doesn't come with these. It's also cool that you can use it with both. Little air tube, that's gonna go in there to feed air. I don't know if we'll use that or not, we'll see what happens. Give you a little air fitting, some pipe thread tape, owner's manual. Doubt we'll be using that either. I'm not sure. I assume it's a tool. I'll figure it out, I guess. A tip, an extra tip, or maybe the tip. Looks like it doesn't have a tip on it, but the tip. It's a guide to keep you from dragging your end right on the thing. And then cutting torch. There's your torch. Got a little safety. I'm not sure about that thing. A little clicky. Pretty self-explanatory ends. You can only put them in one place, so we should be good to go. Get it thrown together and see if we can cut something real quick. A little bit more air. Let's try that again. All right, well, it does cut through paint, and that stinks. You can tell on my first cut, it didn't cut all the way through. It kind of did, and then kind of didn't. I probably could break that apart, but I just didn't have enough air. So their recommended settings were 40 amps and 30 psi, and I just turned it up to 40 psi, and it cut right through it. You guys can see it did a pretty good job chopping through the edge of that pretty clean. It does have a little slag on the back. I think probably we could knock most of that off. But I think fine-tuned settings, I think if I get the settings just right on there, I think you won't have that slag. Either more air, probably more air, or maybe a little bit more amps. But that's 1/4 inch. That's a 1/4 inch piece of metal. I'm not going to cut anything on the Carry that's 1/4 inch. I don't imagine there's a whole lot of anything that I'm going to cut that's 1/4 inch except those plates that Jaden made for me. I need to cut the circles out just a little bit bigger. But yeah, this is going to put us back on track to getting this 4-link done. So stay tuned.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. Try to keep you while you down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
All right, homies, we are gonna call this part 1. I'll put it in the thing and then maybe I'll do a part 2, which should be the completion. We're gonna plasma cut the little spring hanger pieces off the front, and then we're gonna go ahead and weld on the 4-link, so that'll be the beginning of the next video. I'm waiting for some pieces for the top of the springs, but I'm just gonna throw the springs on real quick, so you guys already kind of get the idea what's happening here, but I'm gonna throw the springs on real quick, and then this will be the end of part 1. Thanks for sticking with it, and I think this thing is starting to come together. I gotta wait for a couple of parts to come in, and it's gonna be sick.
Yes, it is.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, so you kind of get the idea. That one's not on there real good because I gotta move that gas tank, but this is the not final product, but what we're going to achieve here. I have a plate Jaden made me from Quest Fabrication again. Again, Jaden, you're freaking amazing. Thank you very much. That plate's over there. We haven't even unwrapped it yet. I gotta clean it up, and I got a couple of pipes that I ordered that are gonna go in the center of this. I'll probably cut this exhaust hanger off. I'll probably just cut it right there so I can move it over. But yeah, that's what she looks like. Gonna be some nice spring action.
I know.